It's finally over. It's over. I can finally rest. I watched the sun rise on a beautiful universe. The Strangers Chapter 3 is once again directed by Renny Harlin, and it once again stars Madelaine Petsch. And in the third and final Strangers movie, tethered by a frightening conclusion, Maya and the Strangers are locked on an unavoidable, unforgiving collision course, a showdown that proves they're far from strangers now. I'm no stranger to bad horror movies.
Oh, brother!
But I will say that I have never seen something like this with this brand new Strangers trilogy. If you didn't know, they filmed all three of these films back to back to back, I believe in like a month. And they were going to release them like year after year or like a few months after each other. They've obviously done it year after year. But it was just a weird thing for them to do, especially with the Strangers franchise. Because what possible story is there to expand on the Strangers lore? The whole point of the Strangers is that you don't know why they kill people. And now we have a trilogy that attempts to explain why the Strangers do what they do. So we've already ruined the entire mystery of the Strangers and the entire appeal.
Wankers! Fucking embarrassing. Waste of our time. Fucking waste of our time.
So even if one of these movies was decent, the whole trilogy was still a waste of time. Now, I was very open with my opinions on chapters 1 and 2. I think 1 is just a trashier remake of the original film. Chapter 2, no exaggeration, I'm not just exaggerating this for the video, 90 minutes of nothing happening until like the last 5 minutes, which is just terrible. And there's a few flashbacks which are so stupid, and I'll get into them in a minute. So I was at least thinking, okay, maybe chapter 3, maybe they're keeping their best ideas to last. Maybe this is where we finally get a decent Strangers movie. We don't. This movie is just as bad as the other two. Now, I will say this about this film. If you put a gun to my head and asked me to tell you what my favourite movie of this trilogy was, I'd go this one. And the only reason why I go with this one is because things actually happen, and it was at least different for the franchise.
Yes!
But even though this film is very different for the franchise, that still doesn't mean the ideas are good. So we're going to do what I did with chapters 1 and 2. We're going to go through the entire movie. Spoilers right now. If you don't want spoilers, skip the entire video until you've seen the film. We're going to get right into it. Here we go. So the film is a direct continuation from chapter 2. We basically start at the end of that film. Maya is still escaping from the Strangers. Strangers are still looking for her. And at the end of the second film, she kills the pin-up doll stranger. So now the Strangers are grieving, and it's looking like, oh, they want revenge for her. And the first 15 or so minutes of chapter 3 is basically just Strangers chapter 2 2.0. It is literally just a 15-minute chase scene. But then things really start to get interesting when the really creepy sheriff, who has been in all three of these movies and has done absolutely nothing, it turns out that he's Scarecrow's father. And years ago, when his son and the pin-up doll went to court for the murder of Tamara, he was let off somehow. I don't know how the boy was let off. And then a few weeks later, he went straight back to killing. But he makes his son and the pin-up doll girl make a vow that they do not kill townspeople, which they do in this movie. And the whole reason is because Maya is the first person to survive a killing from the Strangers. Now, I'm just going to spoil the ending of this plotline already. It goes nowhere. Literally, right near the end of this movie, Maya sees him, and he shoots the sheriff with a shotgun and kills him. And that is literally all that happens. So this really creepy character that was very slowly built up was just there for no reason, basically. Now, that's just one of 3 plots in this movie. This movie, for a 90-minute film, is very, very overstuffed. So the main one with Maya and the remaining Strangers. The Strangers capture Maya, throw her in a truck, they blend up the pin-up girl's body, and then the Scarecrow guy tries to, like, put pin-up girl's masks on Maya, but Maya keeps fighting it. She keeps refusing. And then at one point, they go to this motel, which was seen earlier in the movie, and they tie up this couple, and they try and entice her to kill this couple. Go on, it'll feel good. Knock on the door as well, say, is Tama here and all that. You know you want to do it, you know you want to do it. And while the Scarecrow is absolutely hacking this guy, I mean, like, fully, like, going in on him, Maya takes the knife of the doll-faced stranger, I believe that's her name, and kills her. And the Scarecrow guy is so impressed by this that he once again entices Maya to kill the woman that they've tied up. And she kind of does. He like helps her stab her. And then it's like, oh, it felt good, innit? Oh, you're becoming a stranger now, Maya. And then we get a flashback explaining how the doll-faced stranger met up with the other two. And I'm just going to be honest now. The kid who's playing the younger version of the Scarecrow, I'm not even joking. He does the face on the big poster with Tom Hanks. I'm not even joking. When he picks his next victim, he goes like this. So then younger Scarecrow and younger Pinup Girl go to kill the younger Dollface and her husband or boyfriend. They break in. Turns out Dollface has killed her husband because he was sitting on the Pinup Girl. And then they said, oh, do you want something to eat? And then it's implied they join up. And now they're the original strangers. They're part of the family. This is easily the most underwritten stranger. It's like the writers just completely forgot to give her a backstory in a flashback. So they just quickly like whip something up. Okay, that'll do. And then we could move on with the movie. It just came out of nowhere. It made no sense to be where it was. So then the sheriff kills his assistant because he's getting suspicious. And then we get introduced to this third subplot with these two detectives and Maya's sister. Now, before I get into this, when we first see Maya's sister, I genuinely thought she was being played by Hayley Atwell. When she first came in, I was like, Hayley Atwell, what are you doing in this movie? So then they follow around the sheriff because they're suspicious of him and they're trying to find what happened to Maya. And then they get to this really dingy looking caravan. I'm guessing it's the sheriff's home or the stranger's home. I don't really know. It's not made clear. Scarecrow and Maya are there. The sheriff is there. Maya's sister and the two detectives are there as well. The two detectives die. One of them gets killed by the sheriff. The other one by the Scarecrow. And then Maya's tied up in the Scarecrow's truck. And he like brings out her sister. And Maya's showing so little emotion. I'm guessing it's trying to imply that, oh, it's taking over and now the strangers are really, really calling her. And then Scarecrow slits Maya's sister's throat. And then the funniest moment in this movie happens. I'm guessing that was, again, trying to entice her to kill people and not be bothered by it. And then he, like, does some things with his truck. He, like, takes a few things out of his truck. And then he just walks off in a strop, like, she's not bothered about killing. She don't want to kill. He's like, just walking off in a strop. It was so good. So then Maya is very, very angry with them now. She really wants revenge for him killing her sister. So she goes to this underground bit where the strangers hide out. As I mentioned, she just kills the sheriff there and then, hardly any words exchanged. And then she goes into this shrine for the strangers. We see pictures of them without their mask. And like a memorial for the Pinup Girl as well. And then the Scarecrow guy comes in. And it turns out, what a surprise, it's Gregory from the last movie. I'm going to be honest. If you had no idea that that was going to be Gregory, then please get your brain checked. Because there is something wrong with you. That was the most obvious twist of all time. So they talk to each other for a bit. Maya says something on the lines of, you killed my entire family, I've lost my sister, I've lost my fiance, you're the only thing I've got left now. So it's like, oh no, the Scarecrow has finally enticed her, she's finally becoming a stranger. And then they do that weird make-out thing where they rub heads, and then Maya stabs him. And then when he's about to die, the Scarecrow guy, well, Gregory now, says, we're the same now. He dies. And then the final shot of this entire trilogy, Maya comes out of the basement holding the Scarecrow's mask, implying that she has now become a stranger. And it also implies that these soulless suits at the top of the food chain really want to make a fourth Strangers movie. We do not need a fourth movie in this franchise. You have already made a dud of a trilogy. It has felt completely flat. It has flopped so hard. And yet you still want to make another film. Why? Why? There is nothing more to do. There is no more story. All of the loose ends have been concluded. You have already answered the questions which nobody wanted answering. And that is The Strangers Chapter 3. The conclusion to this godforsaken trilogy for now. One can only hope it is right now. So yeah, this movie was just as bad as the last two. And it's just really, really annoying that they decide to spend millions of dollars on this trilogy. Throwing those millions of dollars into a sawmill would have been a better use of it than these movies. Because at least other movies could have taken these movies' release slots. Lionsgate just threw away millions of dollars and wasted 5 hours of our lives for this. A trilogy that answers questions which we didn't want answering in the first place. It ruins the appeal of The Strangers, and it is so drawn out. There is not enough story here for a trilogy. Maybe a 2-hour movie, maybe a 2.5-hour movie. But 90-minute films? Are you taking the piss? The only thing that has been consistently good about this trilogy is Madelaine Petsch, who plays Maya. I don't know what they have against her, but she gives 110% in these films. But I will say, one thing I forgot to mention about Chapter 3 is that Maya has basically no lines in this film. She is the main character, and we have stripped all of her personality away. In fact, I'm pretty sure Dollface, in flashbacks and in present time, has the same amount of lines as Maya. So even Madelaine Petsch can't really act her arse off in this film. It's just so annoying. Everything about this trilogy was ass, man. If I'm going to give this film anything, Chapter 3, I think it was shot decently. I did actually really like the sound design. There were moments where people are getting stabbed or chopped by an axe, and you can hear like the bones crunching and like crushing. I like the organs like squelching and everything. That was really, really effective. But that's it. This movie was a complete dud. This entire trilogy was a complete dud. Lionsgate, any other big Hollywood studio out there that's got a horror IP, never do something like this again, I swear to God. So The Strangers Chapter 3 is going to receive a 1.5 out of 10. And there we go, people. That is the end of my reviews for the Strangers trilogy. I put them all in a playlist for you so you can watch me just go into insanity. This trilogy was rough, man. This was a really, really rough ride. And that is the end of this review, guys. If you have seen The Strangers Chapter 3 or this entire trilogy, do let me know your thoughts on it in the comments. Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. And see you later.